boys and girls, welcome back to another art lesson with me, Ms.Wich. And what we're going to be working on next is another element of art. So far we've learned about lines and then we've learned about shapes. Now we're going to move on to the element of color. And when we talk about color, there's all different kinds of color groupings. So we actually have done this back in class, and we did this actually too during remote learning. If you were doing remote with me last year, we did a found color wheel. So we're going to do that again, except this time we're going to be drawing our color wheel. And actually you can start doing your color wheel with three very important colors. Now, those three important colors, like I've been teaching you since kindergarten, are called the primary colors. And primary colors are red, yellow, and blue. As long as you have those three colors, you can make any other color in the rainbow. And actually what we're going to do is make our color wheel, which is what I have here as an example. We're going to be making our own color wheel, and starting with the primary colors. Then only using the primary colors, we're going to create our second group, which is called the secondary colors. So we're going to have that full color wheel, and then we're going to add on from there, because in each grade we learn a new color group. So let's get started with our color wheel and our primary and secondary colors first. Okay, so the first thing that we have to do when we are making our color wheel is start off, like you see here, our three primary colors, which is the start of every color wheel. So I have my red, my yellow, my blue. And you can actually see too, as the lines connect, it kind of looks like a triangle. So what I want you to do first is make your three circles along with me, and you're going to make them a little bit bigger. They're going to be bigger because I want you to understand that they are the first group of colors, primary colors. So first I need you to take, again, your letter C curve, stop, go back up to the top, backward C curve, because that is how you're going to get your most perfect circle, line by line. Make your first circle at the top. This is where we're going to color in red. Okay? So then you could take your crayon. If you have colored pencils, you could do this with color pencils as well, or even if you want to use markers, that's fine too. So you're going to take it and you're going to color this in red. And as you color it, I want you to be very careful not to just scribble, but I want you to follow the shape. So the shape is a curve of the circle, so you should be going in a curved direction. So I want you to go and color this in, okay, going around. And I'm just being careful not to get up to my black marker. And again, this is taking me a little longer because I am drawing really big on the board. It'll take you it'll be a lot quicker. Okay, and you're gonna come around. And just for future, as you're coloring, always when you color, when you follow the shape of your object, it will take on that shape and look more realistic. So this will end up looking more round because I am going in that curved direction. Now, because I'm also doing this on the whiteboard, it may not come out as nice and neat, and I still have some white spots, but when you color yours in, you're gonna have it fully colored in nice and neat. Okay, so we start off with our red. I want you to come down on a diagonal, and you're going to put your second circle. This is where you're going to put in yellow now. So again, take your crayon, and I want you to color this in yellow, nice and neat, in that curved direction. Okay. Again, spiral it around. And I'm not doing my very best because I don't want to make this video too long, so I am going a little bit quicker. Okay, now you need your third circle for your third primary color. That circle is going to come over here on this side. So horizontal across, and again, curve, curve. It's a little bit high, sorry, a little bit high there. Okay, and now that is where you're going to put in your blue. Blue is the third primary. again, boys and girls, please do this a little bit neater than what I'm doing right now. I'm just trying to get this done for you quickly. Okay, so we have our 3. If you'd like to even connect them with a diagonal line or horizontal line, that's fine too. So you know that these are, actually that's what I want you to do. Definitely want you to connect them. And along this line right here, I want you to write that these are primary. P-R-I-M-A-R-Y. So you know that these 3 colors touching those lines are the primary colors. Now, we're going to move on and we're going to create the secondary colors. My secondary colors now come in between. They are the second colors. So I have told you in the past that when you take one primary, okay, one primary color, and you add it with another primary color, okay, so a primary plus a primary, 1 plus 1 equals 2. So now we are getting our secondary group, all right? And our secondary group now is going to be the colors from the primary. So if I take my primary color red and I add it with my primary color yellow, red and yellow are going to make a new color, a secondary color, which is going to be, anybody? Orange. So over here in the middle of red and yellow, it's going to be a little bit smaller circle, not as big as this one, but don't make it too teeny tiny. We are going to make another circle here, like so, and red and yellow are going to make orange. So here's what I want you to do. I'm not going to be able to do this with my marker because marker is going to overlap, okay, and it's not going to really mix. But I want you to take your, actually you're going to start off with yellow first. So you are going to start with yellow and you're going to put yellow in this circle, okay? After you put in the yellow, I want you to take your red. Yellow comes up, red comes down. When the red and the yellow mix, okay, you're going to mix this up and you're going to see this happen on your paper better than my smartboard and marker here. But as you mix them up, it's going to turn into orange as long as you blend your colors nice and neat, okay? So you are going to get the orange secondary color in the middle here, okay? So I want you to go and do your secondary color. Next, yellow and blue. In the middle of yellow and blue, again, you start off with your lighter color. You're going to start off with the yellow. Make sure it's in the middle of the 2 of them. And make sure you have some space over here as well. You don't want to put it too close. You want to balance this out and have it nice and even. So you're going to take your yellow and then you're going to take your blue. Now blue is a very dark color. It's more bold and stronger. So you don't want to press too hard with your blue because it is a darker color. So very lightly go on top of the yellow with your blue. And then you're going to see that change happening, that when you start to mix yellow and blue, you're going to get green. Okay, and you're going to color this circle, yellow and blue, make green. So you're going to color that in. Okay, like so. Okay. And finally, the last secondary color that we're going to make is in between red and blue. Red and blue make a new color, which is purple, or we also say violet sometimes. So I need to start with my lighter color, and in this case, the lighter color out of red and blue is red. So I want you to put your red in first. And then you're going to add the blue on top. Again, blue is dark, so don't press too hard. And when you mix up the red and the blue, you will see your purple or your violet happening. Okay, and you're going to color that in like so. And now we have our second group of colors, which are the secondary. I want you to go back with your pencil and we're going to connect those as well. So my purple is going to connect to my orange, orange is going to come down to my green, and green is going to go up to purple. And along this line that we connected going across the the orange and the purple, you're going to write secondary. Now you could also write it a little bit smaller, so you know that your secondary isn't as big as the primary word, okay? And there we go. We have the first part of our color wheel. We're going to go now and start talking about the different color groupings within this color wheel. Okay, so third graders, what we're going to move on to now and add to our color wheel is another group of colors that you need to know in third grade, which is called the complementary colors. So back in kindergarten and first grade, like I said before, we knew primary and secondary. And then last year we talked about warm and cool colors when we did those fish. Remember that? Okay, so now for third grade, complementary. Think about when you hear the word complementary, compliment. Okay, what does that mean? You might say something nice to someone or you get it in return when you get a compliment. Now, why does somebody say a compliment like, I like your hairstyle, or wow, that's a really nice shirt? They might be saying that to you, or you might say that to somebody else because you notice something on that person. It stands out to you. Their hairstyle might stand out. Their shirt might stand out, and you notice it even more. Well, colors do the same thing. Complementary colors do that, okay? They are two colors, a pair that go together, and they help each other stand out. So we match them up out of these 6 from our color wheel, and that's what we're going to talk about next. On your paper now, okay, after you created your full 6-color color wheel, at the top or on the side, on the back, wherever you have room on your paper, I want you to write complementary colors. And I want you to make these circles as well, because what we're going to do is put those colors together. Now, before we move on though, I want to explain it just a little bit more of the colors that go together. They have 3 rules. Complementary colors have 3 rules. First, the first rule of complement, I don't have a lot of room. The first rule is that one is going to be a primary and the other is going to be a secondary. Okay, that's one rule. The next rule of a complementary pair is that one color is going to be light and the other color is going to be dark. Okay, and then the third aspect of a complementary pair, the third thing is that they are across from one another on the color wheel. They are opposites. So across, I'm going to write on the color wheel. Okay, so 1, 2, 3 points to remember. And again, if you don't remember all 3 of them, if you can remember that they are across and you remember the order, the correct order of the color wheel, you'll be fine. You'll know what your complementary colors are because they are across. So just by looking at this, let's go and fill in our circles now and put our pairs together. So I'm going to start with my red, okay? Red is my primary color. So I'm going to color in my first circle here, and this is what I want you to do as well. Color in your first circle, wherever you put it on your paper. There, okay? So it is a primary color. So now we know that its complement has to be a secondary color. Well, it can't be the orange because red is right next to orange. It's not across or opposite from it. And red can't be complements with purple either, because even though it's dark, and actually this is a little bit of a light color too, you would have 2 light colors. So the red with the purple is light and dark, but again, it's not opposite. It's not across on the color wheel. So the only other option with my last secondary color is green. Red is across from green. Red is a primary, green is a secondary. Red is light, green is considered a darker color. So my first complementary pair is going to be red and green. So I want you to fill that in your circle on your paper so you know that is the first set of complementary colors. Okay, let's move on. Let's go to our next, let's start with our primary color. I think that's the easiest way to do this. So I'm gonna go to my yellow. So now again, I know that I'm looking for a secondary color. So I can't have yellow and blue because those are both primaries. So I wouldn't do that. I know I have to work with yellow, and then again, it's either the orange, the purple, or the green. Well, green is already out of the equation because we know green and red are complementary colors. So yellow can't go with orange because again, it's right next to it. So yellow's opposite of the purple or the violet. So yellow and purple, yellow and violet are the next complementary pair. Okay, so I want you to fill that in with yellow, and then this one gets the purple. And again, boys and girls, I really hope you're coloring super neat, neater than I am. Okay, and finally, our last complementary pair. I will start with my primary color again this time. I've already had red, I already used yellow, so I know I'm gonna be working with blue. Blue, again, I can't match it up with another primary, so it wouldn't go with red or yellow. And I know that blue is my darker color, so this complement pair has to be a lighter color. And light as in the yellow, well, that's a primary and I can't use it. And I know that my other light color here is the orange. Blue and orange are opposite. They are across on that color wheel. So blue and orange are going to be my final complementary pair. So color this one in with the blue. And finally, orange. And these are the complementary colors which we will be using in our next project. But before we move on to our next project, and I tell you about that next week, this week you are turning in your color wheel. I want you to include your complementary color pairs, and then for an extra little bonus, I want you to look around your house. I want you to look, maybe if you see something on TV and you could take a picture of it with your phone camera, or if there's something maybe in your cabinets, I want you to find a complementary color pair somewhere in your house, or maybe even when you're out shopping. I know, like when I go shopping and I look on the store shelves, I see complementary colors everywhere. Remember, people who create those boxes and create those things, advertisers, they want to grab your attention. So they use complementary colors a lot. I'm sure you don't even recognize it or realize it, but now that I told you, start looking out for it. I want you to send me a picture also included with this of a complementary color pair somewhere in real world. Okay, you don't have to do all three if you don't want to. You could if you want, but you don't have to. But I would love it if you can find and kind of like go on a scavenger hunt and find a complementary color pair. Just for an example, I'm going to show you this. I was looking around the art room and I looked at my glue. And you could see in the labeling, yes, there's white here, but the majority of color, the orange in the label and at the top, is paired up with its complement blue. This stood out to me, okay? Another example that I saw when I went to go look through some of my books here is I noticed the yellow backgrounds, And the lettering is in purple. Again, a title of a book wants to stand out. The author, that illustrator, wanted to grab your attention. So they probably will use complementary colors. And then as I looked even further, look down here on the book as well. Another complementary pair, the red and the green within the picture right here. So that was another example that I found. Finally, I saw one more thing in my teacher's manuals here and different things that I had. Again, another kind of book grabbing your attention. The background here now is red, and you can see the lettering is in green. Okay, so that is another complementary pair. And I looked again, look at the purple and the yellow in this example of the book here within the cover. Okay, so again, this was just some things that I found quickly around the art room. I want you to either find something on, again, the TV, around your home, in a store, something that will grab your attention that is a complementary pair, and add that to your assignment of the color wheel and complementary color matchups. Okay, everybody, I can't wait to see what you find. Take care. Bye.